If you're over 60 and you start most mornings with a bowl of instant oatmeal, a glass of orange juice, or a heart-healthy cereal, I need you to stay with me for the next few minutes because what I'm about to share might be the single biggest reason your energy crashes by 10 in the morning and your blood sugar feels like it's on a roller coaster all day long. Here's the part that catches almost everyone off guard. It's not the obvious junk food doing the damage. It's the breakfast you've been told for 40 years is the good choice. I'm not a doctor, and I'll never pretend to be one. I'm a health educator, and what I do is read the research so I can explain it to you in plain English, the way I'd explain it to my own father across the kitchen table. So today, we're going to look at one common breakfast food that studies have linked to a big morning blood sugar spike. We'll walk through why that spike sets off a chain reaction that can leave you tired and hungry for hours. And then I'll give you 3 simple swaps plus one trick, the protein first trick, that many seniors say change their whole morning. And I'll be honest with you, most people get the swaps half right and miss the one thing that matters most. We'll get to that, so don't click away. Let me start with the villain, because I don't want to keep you guessing. It's the fast, refined carbohydrate breakfast. I'm talking about instant oatmeal in those little flavored packets, most boxed breakfast cereals. Yes, even the ones with the word fiber or whole grain stamped on the front, and fruit juice, especially orange juice. Now I can almost hear some of you saying, but oatmeal is supposed to be good for me. And here's the truth. Real, slow-cooked oats can be a perfectly reasonable food. But the instant, pre-cut, sugar-flavored version is a completely different animal, and that difference is exactly what we need to understand. Here's the science, kept simple. When you eat a carbohydrate, your body breaks it down into glucose, sugar, that goes into your bloodstream. How fast that happens depends a lot on how processed the food is. When grains are milled down very fine, pre-cooked, and stripped of their natural structure, your digestive system barely has to do any work. That food turns into blood sugar almost the moment it hits your stomach. Instant oatmeal has been ground and flattened so thin that your body treats it more like a spoonful of sugar than like a hearty grain. Juice is even faster because all the fiber that would have slowed things down has been squeezed out and thrown away. You're left with liquid sugar that research suggests can raise blood glucose remarkably quickly. So you eat that bowl of cereal or that packet of flavored oatmeal, and within 30 to 60 minutes your blood sugar climbs sharply. Now your body does not like a sharp climb. It wants things steady. So your pancreas responds by releasing a hormone called insulin, and its job is to move that sugar out of the blood and into your cells. But here's the catch, especially as we get older. That response is often a little blunt, a little delayed, a little heavy-handed. So instead of gently bringing your blood sugar back to normal, it can overshoot, pulling your sugar down too far too fast. And that low is what you actually feel. That's the mid-morning crash, the yawning, the brain fog, and cruelly the hunger. Your body now thinks it needs more food even though you ate plenty. So what do most folks reach for at that point? More of the same. A cookie, a piece of toast, another coffee with sugar. And up goes the blood sugar again. Down it comes again. Up, down, up, down. That, right there, is the all-day glucose roller coaster. Researchers who've put continuous glucose monitors on people have watched this exact pattern play out. One spiky breakfast can set the tone for the entire day's ups and downs. And those repeated swings are not just uncomfortable. Studies have associated large, frequent glucose spikes with inflammation, with feeling tired and irritable, with stronger cravings, and over the long run, they're part of the bigger picture of how the body handles sugar as we age. Now, here's something I really want you to hear, because it's the part most seniors get wrong. They assume the goal is to eat less food at breakfast, smaller portions, skip the meal, just have coffee. But research suggests it's usually not about how much you eat. It's about what you eat first and what you eat with it. The order and the company of your food can change that blood sugar curve dramatically, even when the calories stay the same. Hold on to that idea, because it's the foundation for the protein first trick I promised you, and it's the single most important thing in this whole video. Before we get to the swaps, let me say the thing I always say, and I mean it every time. None of this is a reason to change anything about your medication. If you take something for blood sugar, metformin, or any of the others your doctor has prescribed, or for blood pressure, like amlodipine, losartan, or lisinopril, you keep taking exactly what you've been told to take. Food and medication work together. Food is not a replacement. If anything I say today makes you curious, the move is to bring it to your doctor or your pharmacist and ask, "Does this make sense for me?" Never stop or change a medication on your own. Please write that down if you need to. All right, let me give you the 3 swaps and then the trick. Swap number 1. Trade the instant for the intact. If you love oatmeal, you don't have to give it up. You just want to move from the flattened, instant flavored packets toward the more intact versions, like old-fashioned rolled oats or steel-cut oats. They take a few more minutes to cook, yes, but because the grain is still in bigger, tougher pieces, your body has to work harder to break it down, and research suggests that slows the rise in blood sugar considerably. Skip the flavored packets entirely, because a lot of them carry added sugar you'd never guess was there. Cook the plain oats yourself and add flavor with cinnamon or a few berries. Swap number 2. Eat your fruit. Don't drink it. This one's hard for people, I know. That morning glass of orange juice feels like tradition. But remember, juice is fruit with the breaks removed. When you eat a whole orange instead, you get the fiber that comes built into it, and that fiber physically slows down how fast the sugar reaches your blood. Same fruit, completely different effect on your body. A whole orange, a handful of berries, half an apple, eaten, not squeezed. Studies comparing whole fruit to juice consistently find the whole fruit is gentler on blood sugar. Swap number 3. Stop eating breakfast naked, and I mean your carbohydrates. A bowl of cereal all by itself is a carbohydrate standing there alone, and it hits your blood fast and hard. But when you pair that carbohydrate with protein and a little healthy fat, the whole meal digests more slowly and steadily. So instead of just cereal, you might have eggs alongside it. Instead of just toast, toast with eggs, or with a smear of nut butter, or some plain Greek yogurt on the side. The carbohydrate doesn't have to disappear. It just shouldn't be traveling alone. Now let me pause for one quick thing because a friend of mine asked me to share these so people aren't trying to remember every detail. I've put together a simple one-page list of these breakfast swaps, the do's and don'ts, easy to print and stick on the fridge, and it's waiting for you in the link down in the description, completely free. Grab it if it'd be helpful. It's there whenever you want it. Now let's get to the trick I keep promising, the protein first trick. This is the one most people have never heard, and it's beautifully simple. Remember how I said the order of your food matters? Researchers have studied something they sometimes call food sequencing, or meal order. The idea is this. When you eat your protein and your vegetables or fiber before your carbohydrates, even just a few minutes before, the same meal produces a noticeably smaller blood sugar spike than if you'd eaten the carbohydrate first. Same plate, same food, different order, different result. So in practice, what does that look like at breakfast? Eat your eggs first. Have your Greek yogurt first. Eat that handful of nuts or those few bites of last night's chicken before you touch the toast or the oats. You're essentially laying down a foundation that tells your stomach to empty more slowly and signals your body to handle the sugar that's coming in a calmer, more gradual way. Many seniors who've tried eating protein first report that their mid-morning crash simply fades away and the bottomless hunger settles down. I want to be careful here. This is general information, and how it works for any one person can vary, which is exactly why it's worth mentioning to your doctor, especially if you're managing diabetes or take medication that affects your blood sugar. But it costs you nothing to rearrange the order of your own plate, and the research behind it is genuinely encouraging. Let me tie this whole thing together, because I don't want you walking away with just a list. The big picture is this: a fast, refined carbohydrate breakfast, the instant oatmeal, the boxed cereal, the glass of juice, can send your blood sugar up like a rocket, trigger an overcorrection that drops you into a crash, and start a day-long cycle of spikes, slumps, and cravings. The fix isn't starving yourself, and it isn't some expensive powder. It's 3 quiet swaps, intact grains instead of instant, whole fruit instead of juice, and never letting your carbs travel alone. Plus, the protein first trick, eating your protein and fiber before your starches. Small changes, same breakfast table, a very different morning. And here's my gentle nudge to start small. Don't overhaul everything tomorrow and frustrate yourself. Pick just one. Maybe this week you simply eat your eggs before your toast. That's it. See how your morning feels. Then add the next one. The folks who stick with this are the ones who change one thing at a time. If you found this helpful and you want that free printable swap list to make it easy, it's sitting right there in the description for you. No cost, just a little thank you from one friend to another for spending this time with me. And if you know someone who starts every morning with cereal and juice and then wonders why they're wiped out by lunch, do them a kindness and pass this along. Now, let me leave you with the reminder I'll always give you because I care about you getting this right. Everything I've shared today is general education, not medical advice. I'm not your doctor, and I don't know your particular health, your history, or your prescriptions. So before you make any change to your food, and certainly never to your medication, talk it over with your doctor or your pharmacist. They know you. Bring them your questions. Ask them, could eating protein first help me? Is whole fruit a better choice for my morning? Let them help you make it personal. Thank you for spending these minutes with me. Take it slow, be patient with yourself, and remember, small, steady changes are how we keep living well after 60. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.